Hey y'all, it's FabJet. I'm back and I'm doing a black opal makeup review. More in particular, their foundations, two foundations and concealer. So they look like this. They're called Black Opal True Color and they're in the stick format here, and here is the concealer. Let's start with the packaging. The packaging is really nice. It feels weighted like it is quality product. Doesn't feel cheap or look cheap. Really clean design, nothing too fancy. That's what I really like about it. You can see what the products look like at the top. That's really cool, and really nice. No complaints here. Really of ease. It gets a little messy with the makeup though. I think that's probably the only complaint if I ever really had one. Yeah, so I've already pre-swatched these. I have Hazelnut Nutmeg and I have the honey in the concealer. Honey is obviously too light. This would be good for a highlighter or under your brows, but I noticed that when you put it on and it sits on your face for a little bit, it warms up and gets darker. So I'll have close-ups for you too, but this right here is the concealer. It's warmed up, it's slightly darker. I haven't used a whole lot of this. I've used it a lot, but not enough. I mean, you don't really get a whole bunch, so I think that really stinks about it. But you see how much lighter it is and how much warmer it is. This has been sitting on my hand for about, I say, 10 minutes at least, and it's darkened up. So that's pretty cool about this also. And I also noticed that the foundations warm up too when they're sitting on your skin. So this doesn't, I don't know if I'll get this again. It's really creamy and consistent to this, the foundation, and to me that tends to blend in more since they're both creamier consistencies, and you'd really have to kind of pack it on to really keep this from shifting and then set it, you know, or put it on and then set it, then put on the foundation. I don't know if that makes any sense, you know what I mean? But they're really creamy and they easily blend, you know what I mean? So you have to kind of be careful with that. This one right here is nutmeg and this is hazelnut. Hazelnut tends to have more of a reddish undertone to it, and nutmeg tends to have neutral or maybe slightly cooler, but it's more of a neutral to me, and I really like this one. I thought this one was dead on, but when I tried this on with the powder and contouring and things like that, hazelnut actually looks really good on my skin. I think even more so than the nutmeg. The nutmeg looks almost a little bit light now compared to when this settles into my skin and I put the powder on and set it and everything. But even when I mix the two, they both look together. I have mixed them. I don't have pictures of those, but I will have the before and after of the hazelnut. Because that's what I have on right now. I have all hazelnut on, and I set that with powder and contoured and all that other stuff, and we'll get into that too. I like both of them. If there's ever a deal on them again, I will definitely stock up on these. I really do like them. They're a heavier coverage foundation. I mean, I didn't really slap it on. I was very light with it, but you can get 100% full coverage with this. It's buildable, it's blendable, and I really like the creamy consistency. But you'll definitely have to set it with some powder. So the powder I used was NARS Mountain. I have it in this bag because it gets kind of messy. NARS and a Mountain. Of just a little bit of this powder is, you'd only need a little bit. If you get too heavy-handed, you could just, can look almost cakey. I've had it, I tried it once and I went overboard and I looked like I had minerals, you know, I looked cakey. I looked powdery, and that's not because of NARS, it was because of my application, and then I had to really buff it out. So also to contour, I went around my perimeter here and I went right here, and I also went along my nose a little bit, and then I blended out, and I used the CoverGirl Queen Collection Ebony Bronze in Q120. This is the bomb.com. I will have a review on that a little later. Then on my cheeks I used the Wet n Wild Heather Silk, And then underneath my eyes, I use, or above my cheekbone, I use the Milani Luminoso. And then I used this wonderful thing here, Artisan Color, Black Radiance Artisan Color Baked Bronzer. Amazing, amazing, amazing. Love this. Gives me the glow. I put it here, highlight, and then I put it around my edges. Yes. Can't rave enough for this. So I will have, before, like just with the hazelnut on, I look really kind of almost greasy, oily, but when I contour and powder set it and put all the other products on it, it looks almost flawless. So really, really happy about that. So I would recommend that you use some kind of setting powder with this so it doesn't move, because it's going to move because it's very creamy. And it can tend to give you kind of like an oily appearance, but if you set it with powder and stuff, you won't have to worry about that. But yeah, this is what it looks like. Yes. Loving it, loving it. So yeah, these are definitely repurchases. I just wanted to share my experience. I really, really love these products. I love this e.l.f. brush. That's a whole nother story that's coming up soon. So if you have any questions, feel free to ask. Rate and comment and subscribe if you like, and I will talk to y'all later. Bye.